They are three dads, all bereaved by suicide, who have used walking to campaign about suicide prevention. And now they're getting ready to do it all again.
Because we need to. We're still losing too many people to suicide. We need to still build so much more awareness around suicide. It's not going away at the moment. We aren't progressing. We aren't bringing the figures down.
It all began 4 years ago when the trio, who'd met following the similar deaths of their daughters, decided to turn their grief into something positive, walking across the country, raising money for the suicide prevention charity PAPYRUS and calling for suicide prevention to be put on the school curriculum. Since then, they've done another 2 charity walks, raised millions of pounds and been awarded MBEs. And tomorrow, they're dusting off their boots to take on their next challenge.
To be quite honest, it'll be tremendous. We are really looking forward to it. Our story's been very bizarre from not knowing each other, just over 5 years ago. We're probably best friends now. But it's like getting the band back together again. We walk, we talk. Obviously we do want to raise some money, but we feel as though it's so much more. Our kids are the most precious things in our life, and we just believe we need to invest in them because they are the future.
This time they'll be walking the coastal path around Anglesey in North Wales, walking 140 miles over 8 days, taking in some of the most rural and isolated communities where charities like PAPYRUS are often the only support available.
It is a helpline that is open 24/7. It is an absolutely vital line that helps save lives, no doubt, every single day. Unfortunately, the charity sector at the moment is struggling, so PAPYRUS have had to put out an emergency appeal. It will break our hearts as three dads walking to see Helpline 247 go back to a day service, because we know what happens in those dark hours. Those dark hours of the morning when you're at your lowest ebb.
Mike's daughter Beth was 17 when she took her own life during lockdown. He believes if she'd been taught about suicide prevention at school, she may still be here today. And that's why they're calling on the government to make it a compulsory part of the curriculum. But despite a series of meetings with successive prime ministers, they're still waiting for that to happen.
Things have been moving frustratingly slowly. We're still very hopeful it will happen. It needs to happen.
For Mike, Andy and Tim, this walk will be another opportunity to share the memories of their daughters and spread a message of hope.
I imagine there's not a single minute of any day that goes past when you're not thinking about Beth.
No, there isn't. The grief really doesn't go away. I think your shoulders get a little stronger to carry it, but it never goes away. But the fact is, we believe that so many families do not have to go through this grief. We really don't. We spread awareness, some training, equip our children, and we'll save so many lives. But when we walk, Mel, we don't walk as a morbid parade, if you like. We do laugh, we do joke. We invite people to chat with us because we believe that's the way. That will help smash the stigma. It'll let people open up and talk, and it will save lives.